we've got a good 8.5 hours drive ahead of us. Yeah, coming back to the road safety, safe driving and being safe on the road. We as training officers or training managers, training driver trainers on for large corporate companies in South Africa, and I think it goes more around the world as well. Drivers are basically trained a few concepts in addition to the normal requirements for a driver's license. So yes, companies invest large amount of money into training and to teaching the drivers the best techniques on the road. And yeah, I think it really the stats do shows relevance to this, as accidents are quite kept to a minimum, and they tend to have lower accident rates than the average motorist. So yeah, so where do we start off? We basically have three systems that we expect the driver to know with regard to defensive driving. And the first system is obviously you've got to understand the system of vehicle control, which basically is indoctrinated. You are required to know this by the time you do your driver's test, and that is obviously your observation, how to handle your vehicle safely, all the basics with regard to approaching hazards, when to apply your brakes, when to indicate to other road users when you'll be turning or stopping, etc. So that is the basis to start off with, is the system of vehicle control, and everybody that has obtained a motor driver's license should at least know what the system of vehicle control is all about. Then we have another aspect called defensive driving, and it's also known as the ABCs of defensive driving. A referring to the attitude of the driver, attitude being obviously most important, as lots of accidents, I would say, yeah, many accidents are caused by the lack of good attitude, the lack of regarding the safety of yourself and other road users. That is definitely almost the number one problem on the road, is that people do not take into account that a motor vehicle is a lethal weapon. Then the B for the ABCs is for understanding if you have the correct attitude when driving or operating a motor vehicle, is to back down or to back off, even if you have the right of way, when somebody else has basically disrupted your smooth flow of driving. As the C would indicate that you would obviously be protecting your clear space around your vehicle, and that would be the ultimate goal of yourself while you are driving defensively. So yes, basically in a nutshell, defensive driving is all about protecting yourself against the reckless or the driver with poor attitude towards regard for safety. It's all about protecting yourself while on the road. So yeah, so the first thing I would want you to obviously concentrate on would be obviously adjusting or rethinking your attitude. Are you an aggressive driver on the road? Do you take into account all your actions? Do you abide by the road rules and laws which govern safe driving on the roads? So yeah, that is the number one point we have to start with, and it's basically a mindset change. If you have not been applying a good attitude towards driving, I think it's time that you do start, because it could save your life, it could save the lives of other people on the road, and keep you safe. That is what this little videos and everything is all about, is to make you a safer driver at the end of the day. So yeah, just to recap, the ABCs of defensive driving would be basically, the A is for having a good attitude towards safety, having a good regard for the lives of yourself, or your own life, and also those of others. The B is basically understanding. If you have the right attitude, you would know that you need to back off, back down, as you need to be thinking for everybody around you to make sure that you travel safely. and while you are protecting your clear space within your vehicle. Yeah, so the ABCs roughly adds up to the D for defensive driving, which could basically save your life or those of others.